How Christian workers can have the best Christmas ever, coming up on the Better Sundays podcast. Welcome to the Better Sundays podcast. Focused, practical, and usable advice for church leaders looking to reach new young families and impact their community. Greetings. Mike Holmes here at the Better Sundays podcast. It is good to have you on board with us here. We are excited, and I am very excited about this because this is a different kind of podcast. I want to give you some special stuff right from my heart to yours. I know that you are a Christian worker. I know that you're in the ministry of some sort. Now, you may not be a full-time minister. You may not be a full-time pastor. You may not be getting paid for it, but in many ways, you are full-time, and that means that you are reaching out there and touching a Sunday school class. You're working with kids somewhere. You're doing youth class. You're doing a maybe rescue mission type work. Maybe you're working with the addiction recovery side of things, and if you are, God bless you. Appreciate that so much. Maybe you're working with senior saints. In which case I might be coming to your class here pretty soon because I'm getting to be one of those. But I am so excited about to share something with you that has changed my life in the ministry side of things. And so that's what's coming up here on Better Sundays podcast. And again, we're online here doing this double. We are on YouTube. We're also on our podcast feed, and you can share this. You can like it. You can subscribe to it, whatever. But if this is something that helps you out, we appreciate you giving us the thumbs up and taking time to share or to subscribe if you are on the YouTube channel there. So, as you well know, if you're listening to this live, okay, and the title of this is How to Have the Best Christmas Ever, it is upon us, the holiday season. Now, of course, if you went to Walmart, they probably had their Christmas trees set up, the first week of September. And some people, Christmas starts right after Halloween. But for our church, it's big Thanksgiving time. We're doing a huge Thanksgiving dinner, going to feed a couple hundred people. And that means it is into the Christmas season. In fact, we already had one of our big Christmas events, the tree lighting in our town, and a parade that is all done the Friday prior to Thanksgiving. And so we've already had our first Christmas parade our church has been involved in. I got to help build the float and do some decoration and set the manger scene up on it, and got to be involved with that. I love helping in the background as much as I can. Anyway, it is that time of the year where things get busy. Now, if you're a mom or a dad, you've got Christmas concerts for your kids at the public school. You got all sorts of Christmas parties. You got all sorts of different things. But let me say something. For those of you that are in the ministry and involved in the church, it seems like we have more of that than everybody else because we have a whole church filled with Christmassy type of things that we want to do because we realize people come to church during the Christmas season. They come during the holiday season, and we can do special things. And I want to urge you to do special things. And we're going to do some podcasts on, how to do Christmas programs and things of that nature. There are so many opportunities during the holiday season to reach people in a special, unique, and different way. People's mind are thinking different. I want to get my kids into church. I want to get them to, program. I really want to know for them to know the reason for the season and take advantage of that. Next week we'll talk about Christmas, the idea of Christmas programs for kids, and then we want to talk about Christmas candlelight services that we do that are just tremendous outreach, and then Christmas Sunday, a great outreach thing there. Well, if you add all that to the normal stuff, and many of you have an office party or a work-related party, many of you have kids in the public school system, which they have all sorts of different Christmas things going on. You know what happens this time of the year, and I know what happens this time of the year. Life gets busy, gets extremely busy because we're trying to do special things for our kids and grandkids. We're trying to do things, for those people we love and those that are under our kind of the idea that we're ministering to them and they are our sheep, and we're trying to help them understand the reason for the season and keep Christ in Christmas. So all of that is very, very important stuff, and it gets so busy. And I have found a way conquer that, to solve that. And I want to share that with you. And I have a little something special at the end we're going to be handing out to you. Or not handing out because you're online, but giving you a link to something that's going to be very helpful. So here's what happened to me years ago in the ministry, pastor in the church, going crazy with all the different stuff that was going on. I mean, we had the programs, we had the parties, we had the parades, we had all that stuff, and I was in charge of a lot of it, and I had to be at all of it, and it was just run, 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 run. And what I found then, of course, I had to prepare special teaching for some of that. As some of you are teaching special things, or you're doing a Christmas program and the kids got to memorize the lines and all of that kind of stuff. And adding all of that extra stuff, when Christmas came, I was just so glad to have it over with. It was like, I was exhausted and I was worn out, and I just couldn't wait to get past the 25th and just make it to the 26th and relax a little bit before all the New Year's stuff hit. And I found myself in ministry experiencing not a large scale burnout, okay, but like a mini burnout. It was like those last 2 weeks before Christmas were so busy and they were so hectic. And I was studying so much, and I was doing so much preparation. I was doing all these things, and I really was getting, what I would call Christmas fatigue, in the sense of just the busyness of it. And I knew that was not good. And maybe you're experiencing the same thing. Maybe you're just busy, 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 and Christmas is becoming a load to you. And let me just say something. These things ought not to be. It doesn't need to be a load. Christmas needs to become a tremendous joy for you. So here is what I did. And this is my secret, and I'm going to pass this on to you. I found out that I do not want to get burned out. And I am a person that's always had pretty much a regular devotional schedule, and I've had Bible reading plans and, trying to get through the Bible by the end of the year. I've done that, and I've had different things. And I realized that Christmas was becoming so hectic that what I needed to do is slow down in my personal life a little bit and make my devotional life much more meaningful during the holiday season. And I wanted to make it meaningful in the right way. And so what I have done for the last many, many years in my ministry life is I have shortcut my regular devotional schedule. If I was reading through John or doing Corinthians or doing the Psalms or Proverbs of the day, whatever, I stopped all that and I started to focus on something new. And that's what I want to share with you. I started on Thanksgiving. From Thanksgiving to Christmas, which is basically about a month, okay? You get 3.5 weeks there. I took time to make sure that I did nothing but devotional, special time and focused on the Christmas story. And then when the first time I did that, I started reading through the Matthew account. And I read it real detailed for my own private devotion. I put myself in the shoes of Joseph. I put myself in the shoes of the wise men there. And then, of course, I read the Luke account and thought about that, Joseph scenario there and Mary and the travel and then the shepherds and, went through all of that. I read some of the extended parts of the Christmas story you find in Luke chapter 2 as it goes into Simeon and the temple and all those kind of things. And then I looked up every verse I could find, from the Old Testament that had to do with the Christmas story, and I found all of those. And I really focused on having really solid devotions for the Christmas time. And when Christmas Day came that very first year, and I remember it so well, I was in the habit now of up early, having some devotions, reading really good stuff. And I got alone on that Christmas Day, and I just was so touched by the Lord's presence and by the Lord's birth and by that he came for us, and what child is this who laid to rest. I mean, just all of that stuff just touched me so much. And my Christmas was better than it's ever been before. I still had parties, I still had parades, I still had all the different things that were going on, but I also had a deep, meaningful relationship with the one who was born on that day, or the day we celebrate, the 25th. And I was able to get alone that morning and just have some tearful, special moments with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I want you to have that relationship with the Lord as well. And I want to leave this with you, that you need to change. If Christmas is going crazy for you, okay, and it likely is, that what you need to do is have some good, meaningful, spiritual, devotional time. And you need to really up your game right now, and just carve out that extra, however long it takes, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, but have some special time and read some of those Christmas story things and really dive into some of those things. Of course, Luke chapter 1 and 2, Matthew chapter 1 and 2 are going to be the meat of what you're looking at. There are many verses that you can look at in the Old Testament as well. There are another great thing, and I've done this, is I have taken some of the great Christmas hymns and pulled them apart and dug into the meaning of the words and what has gone on, had that as part of my devotional time, and it has made the most wonderful, the best Christmas ever. If you want the best Christmas ever, I'm going to challenge you from Thanksgiving Day till Christmas Day and everything in between. You spend time with God every single morning, with the Lord. Okay, the Bible says, I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17, I believe it is. And if you seek him early in the morning, and he will make himself known to you, and you will have the best Christmas ever. It worked for me, and it's worked for me every single year. I am now just moving into that Christmas season. Our Thanksgiving starts a little early here because our church is doing Thanksgiving on the Sunday prior to Thanksgiving, and so that's kind of where I have started, and I actually cheated and started about 2 days ago, and excited reading through Luke chapter 1. I'm like in those first 4 verses, kind of digging in, finding some interesting stuff. I'm so excited about it, and I want you to be excited too. I created something to help you a little bit, and this is for all of our churches, and this is something I think one of the most important things you can do if you're a senior pastor here and in some type of senior leadership, have some influence. I have something that I want you to do, and that is to help your church people to have this kind of devotional relationship on a regular basis. Now, what I am doing at my church, okay, and I am the retired pastor. We have senior pastors preaching, and I'm actually doing one of the Christmas messages as well. But I'm doing a Bible study over the next 3 Tuesday nights where I am teaching how to have effective daily devotions, and we are going through the Christmas story. And I have all sorts of people signed up for this special. We're going to meet at 6 o'clock. We're going to be done by 7 o'clock. It's come as you are. We're not singing. We're not doing anything. Bring your Bible, notebook, and pen, and we're going to sit down and have devotions together, and I'm going to show people how to have that daily devotion time every single day is what I want them to have it, okay? And I'm teaching them every Tuesday on how to have that. So it's a little bit kind of confusing. But one of the things I've created every year to help our people have effective daily devotions as Christmas gets closer is I've come up with a Bible reading schedule. And I have some of those for you, and I want to show you how I did this. This is like a bookmark, and it has, I call it the 12 days of Christmas, and it's just 12 days of devotions. It's not every single day from Christmas through, because I'm working with brand new people, and if I can get them to check off all 12 of them, man, that's going to be a major victory for us. So I've got a piece of cardstock, and you want to get some cardstock, just kind of the heavier paper, and I printed on it, kind of a 2-up thing here, these 12 different days of Christmas, and they have questions on them, and you read a verse, and then it asks a question, it reads a verse, asks a question, and they will go down and read every one of those. That's kind of what the plan is there, and they'll check off that they do it. And so as a pastor, get yourself some cardstock, print these up, And then, of course, take them to your handy dandy paper cutter there and slice them up and give these out. We'll be giving these out, to all the people at my Bible study, our entire congregation. We like to get them reading the Bible on a regular basis. And so this helps them, and then they check it off. And I gave you some instructions on how we do it here, how the pastor kind of checks up with the congregation, like, hey, how you doing on your reading? And hey, let me go through one of these days here. And these are not dated. They're just 12 of them. And so it really kind of allows for a little bit more flexibility with workers, and they can be used in other, Bible study or small group things as well. And all of this right here, this PDF is available for you. And I'm going to put a direct link on there called the Christmas Bible Reading Plan. It'll be in the show notes here on the podcast and on the YouTube. And you can click on it, you go right over, and we'll email it, poof, directly to you. So you will have this PDF, and you can use this every year if you want. You can have devotions over and over and over from the same verses, as you well know, and get great stuff every year. So this will get emailed directly to you. It's also set up as an instant download so that you'll have it right on your screen, be able to send it directly to a printer. And every single person in your church or in your influence gets a Bible reading Christmas plan, and they can read that. And that is something that I've done for my people every year, and I want you to do it for your folks as well. And so that is my gift to you, and that is my admonition to you, that you will have the best Christmas ever. And the best Christmas ever comes when on Christmas morning you and the Lord meet like this, and you are at one, and you are bonded together, and that comes from this time of replacing. And again, you're not going to replace the parade. It's still going to happen. You're still going to have a party. Okay, you're still going to have all the Christmas gift, the shopping, the craziness of all that kind of stuff. We've been doing Christmas shoeboxes for kids overseas, and that's been busy. And I've got all that to thinking about too. All of that stuff. You're not going to replace it, but you're going to supplement it with this idea that you and the Lord get to spend some time together. So I'm very excited to be able to offer this to you. And you can go to, if you're listening to this and cannot see this or do not have the show links, you can go to ReachKeep.com. We're going to put it on the front page right there, where you'll be able to download this page and be able to go and print those off, and you can reproduce them. They're copyright free. I mean, give them to other churches that share them with other people, email the PDF around, give it away all that you can. But that's my gift to you, and I trust that you will have the best Christmas ever. So from all of us here at ReachKeep.com and the Better Sundays podcast, and my team that I work with, throughout the week here and every week, we love you. We're here for you. We want to help you have great devotions. If we can do anything for you, you can always email me at info@reachkeep.com, and we can send this to you as a PDF if you weren't able to download it some way. And as usual, if you want to send your questions to Ask Mike, if you have questions about children's ministry and strategies and some of that, send those to info@reachkeep.com. We'll get that information, and we'll process. We haven't done one for a couple of weeks because we've been so busy. And the next few weeks we are going to be covering how to reach new young families during the Christmas season, and one of my favorite times of the year when we're able to reach young families. So I'm going to let you go. I got a lot of Christmas stuff I got to do, but I've had some good devotions. I'm looking forward to waking up tomorrow morning, spending some time in Luke chapter 1 again, or Luke chapter 2 is where I'm at actually, and kind of getting some of that. So God bless you, and make sure you hit the thumbs up for me. I appreciate if you do that right now. Hit that fine little thumb up and hit the subscribe button, and we will see you next time. God bless. Take care.